Joining us now here on Pittsburgh Sports Now is one of the most successful coaches in Pennsylvania, and that's Pine-Richland head coach Eric Kasperowicz. First of all, Coach, appreciate you taking the time to do this. We know you got a big game against Bethel Park this week. Obviously, everyone knows you have a real talented team. The average fan probably out there just thinks that when you have that much talent, it's easy to coach. Obviously, you're probably going to disagree with it. What are the challenges of coaching a team that has a lot of talent, but trying to get that all together?
Yeah, it's a total different challenge, like you said. You know, I've been on both ends. You know, we're teams we didn't have much talent at all, and now we got quite a bit of talent this year. A lot of seniors. So the biggest thing I care about is just that they understand it's not about them. You know, it's about the team. It's about the family. It could be one person one night, one person next Friday night. It could be the running game, it could be the passing game, it could be the defense, it could be it doesn't matter, just so they buy into the team mentality that it's not about one person, it's about the team. So that's my biggest challenge.
As you've been here as the coach, has that been how have you been able to get the whole team to buy in that? Has that been a learning process for you, and what's that like?
Yeah, not really. I mean, since day one when I got here, my biggest challenge was to change the culture, and I think we attacked that immediately. And I think early on, first, second year, we got that culture turned around, and that culture is about family. It's about the person next to you rather than yourself, and doing things for each other versus doing things for yourself. And I think that's shown the past few years, and as long as I'm here, that's the way we'll be. So
this is actually the first time I've ever been on, I'm going to call it a campus, because this is unbelievable. Can you just talk about what this program, since you've been here, the support you've gotten? Obviously, you have to have support from the district in order for something like this to happen, but just what this has turned into, and just the I'll call it a machine, the machine that is here, and what the kids have to work with every day.
Yeah, you're right. We have outstanding support from our administration. We couldn't do what we want to do without it. I got a great staff. I got the best staff around. We got kids that buy into what we're telling them to do. But whereas it might look easy at times, it's a challenge. It's a day-to-day thing. We get in here, got to keep the kids focused. They're 16, 17, 18-year-old boys. And they got so many things going on in their lives, and we got to get them in here and get them focused for this 2 hours that we have them each day. And that's my job as a coach. It's our job as a staff to kind of make sure they're honed in on what we need them to do. But like you said at the beginning, we couldn't do what we're allowed to do in such a great place. I mean, great facilities. We got great community support. We got great support from our administration. It's not just the football program. It's the band. It's the cheerleaders. It's the custodians. It's the teachers. It's the principals. Everybody. We're all in this together as the Pine-Richland Football School District.
Let's talk about a couple of the higher profile kids on the team. It's a team, but obviously there's a few of the kids getting more attention than the others. Starts off with your quarterback. How is he different? Obviously the expectations have been with him for 3 years now. How is he a different player from last year, and how is he improving?
Yeah, I think Phil from last year to this year, I mean, obviously he's got the physical talents, but he's become more cerebral. He's really understanding defenses and where they're trying to take away from him. Some defenses we face, take away his arm. We're going to make him run. Some defenses want to take away his legs and make us beat him throwing the ball. And he's become more aware of those types of things and let the offense come to him. At times last year, and he's a great talent, but he'd force things. Whether it was with his feet, and he'd usually get away with it. But now he's kind of, one step ahead of them. If they're going to try to take away the passing game, well, then he can distribute the ball underneath, or to the running backs, whatever we're trying to do offensively on any given night. But he's becoming a lot more cerebral of a football player, and headed into Notre Dame next year, that's really going to help when it comes to reading defenses and seeing a lot more, different structures back there, pre-snap especially.
How has he handled all that? He's been going to Notre Dame now for 2 years. Obviously, Notre Dame is Notre Dame. He's going to get a lot of attention. How's he's trying to be a high school kid, but yet they always refer to him, Phil Jurkovec, Notre Dame. How has he handled all that since it happened?
Yeah, he's very much mature beyond his years, and especially now with, last year Notre Dame didn't have a successful year, and this year, I think they had a tough game 2 weeks ago. Last week they got it back on track, but all these naysayers, especially with social media, I don't know how he does it, because people are, why is he going here? Coach Kelly's this, Coach Kelly's that, Phil should go to Pitt or he should go to Alabama. But credit to Phil. He's tried and true, Irish. He's stuck there, and I'm proud of him. He doesn't waver one bit. You know, but he understands too, and that's the whole point of him doing it. He did it so he didn't have to worry about it. Now he can just focus on this team, one game at a time, and winning championships.
The next guy that's going to get a lot of attention, he's starting to get it now. We've talked to him. I'm seeing the scholarship starting to rack up, is your tackle, Eric Kasperowicz. What is he, what's the ceiling for him?
Yeah, extremely high. You know, he's an ex-quarterback. He's a guy that we, you know, he played quarterback in middle school and had to kind of twist his arm a little bit and just say, trust us, you'll be much better off at the tackle position. Yeah, but he's just, you know, breaking in right now and just kind of, you know, people are starting to figure out about him a little bit. He was kind of a secret little gem for us last year, you know. So this is, I think, his 13. This is like his 18th straight game starting for us as a junior. So he's got extremely high ceiling. He's a tall, lanky kid, long arms, extremely athletic. Plays center for the basketball team that won the WPO championship the past 2 years. Smart kid, but I think the best thing that Andrew has going for him is he's got a nice chip on his shoulder. So, and all colleges love that, a guy that can just finish people when he needs to.
All right, one more player here. He just got cleared this week, Thomas Burns. Since he's moved into the district and you get to see his skill set, he was committed to Miami. Obviously, means he's pretty good. What do you have in that player?
Yeah, he's been awesome. We're working him in slow. You know, like you said, he just came with us. He got cleared about 2 weeks ago. So he's doing a lot of special teams for us, playing a little bit of defense. And, you know, as the season progresses, we'll start adding him in a little bit more and more. And, you know, we'll get a package for him on offense, I'm sure. And, you know, he's electric. He's the fastest guy I've ever seen, you know, football player or not. Just incredible speed. You know, just a tough kid and gets along great with the kids. And that's my biggest worry was, you know, you're going to come in here and, you know, think it's about you, but he's been nothing but excellent with us. And, you know, you would have thought he's been here all along.
We're going to finish up here with a big topic here in Pittsburgh, and we figured nobody knows him better than you. Very few new people know him as well as you, and that's Ben DiNucci. When you saw stuff, I'm sure you probably watched a couple of the Pitt games as it went on. You saw what was happening at the quarterback position. Now it's happening. What's your overall thought on the situation Ben finds himself in, and just about him as a quarterback and what you think he can do for Pitt?
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of Ben, especially what happened. You know, he had a great spring, came in and had a great fall, and unfortunately lost out the quarterback battle, but he handled it like a professional. He said, you know, I'm going to be the best backup in the country. And I think he proved that the other night. You know, things weren't going well. He got into the Penn State game and brought a spark. Did awesome. Got in this past week, same thing. Didn't start, came in, and first pass, 70-yard pass, and they drove him down to score. I think 2 of his first 3 possessions. So he's got the right mentality, and you know, I'm hoping Coach gives him the nod this week, and he gets out and doesn't let go of it, because he's an incredible player. He's only going to get better. You know, he's not even probably half of his potential. He's just kind of figuring out, you know, how to do things, especially, you know, just the mental aspect of it. Ben's an incredible athlete. He's got a moxie about him that a lot of quarterbacks don't have. And I think it shows when he plays. He goes out there and he makes plays. And ultimately, if he could just play within the system, go out and let his natural ability take over, he'll be in really good shape.
You mentioned he said at the time, I'm going to be the best damn quarterback, best damn backup there is. When he was a success, for how hard, knowing him, how hard is it for a kid that passed for over 4,000 yards in high school to be accepting of that, knowing the past success he had as far as being relegated to a backup? Does that show the type of kid that he?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's his character right there. You know, he gave everything he had to be the starter, and it didn't work out. So he's going to be ready to go when his number is called. He'll be ready, and that's exactly what happened. That's a great life lesson, and that's kind of what we're all about here, is teaching these kids these life lessons about just dedication and hard work. And when the breaks don't go your way, well, you better keep at it, because eventually they are going to go your way, and you better be ready when they do. And Ben's the exact epitome of that.
All right, last question here for you. There's this debate, you know, quarterbacks. Some say that Pitt has to change their system. They can't be down the field a passing team with Ben. They have to, quote, dink and dunk. Do you buy that, or is he a quarterback? Can they run their same system with him as their quarterback?
That's 100% false. Ben can make every throw on the field. He's got other skill sets. that I'm sure Max Brown doesn't have, and I'm sure Max has some Ben doesn't have. So that, you know, it's up to Pitt to kind of figure that out. But he made every throw here, and he'll be able to do it at Pitt as well.
All right. I appreciate your time. Good luck this Friday against Bethel Park.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
All right.
you having me.
All right, Coach.